Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man 3 for the Game Boy. In the last video, we beat Dive Man and Drill Man, and now we are on the Wily stages at last. Or rather, the Wily stage. There is no set of teleport hatches available, and you are doing this entire stage in one sitting. And I thought going through the second third of the game was annoying. This is even worse. So as soon as you go through these doors, we meet Dr. Wily. Simple enough, can't believe we met him that quickly. But as soon as we approach him, we meet Punk, one of the Mega Man killers of the Game Boy games, along with Anchor and the third guy who will be in the next game. Once you start dropping down, charge up the Mega Buster, because you need full charge shots for this guy. So this guy will roll towards you. He'll either go high or low. Thankfully, if he goes high, he's easier to dodge. And you also want to avoid the Screw Crusher projectiles that he throws at you. It's easier if you're close to him rather than at the opposite end of the room, because he'll just throw straight every time if you're at the opposite end of the room. And it's kind of hard to guess if he'll go high or low when he rolls to the other end of the room. 50-50 chance. If he goes high, you can slide under him, but if he can't, but if he doesn't, well, good luck trying to jump over him. Also, Punk kills you in 3 hits, regardless of what attack he hits you with. You can run into him and he'll take down a third of your life bar, which makes him pretty difficult to deal with. I am surprised I just beat him on the first try with only 1 hit taken. It took me several tries just to beat him in the practice run. Password is A0, B0, B2, C1, C2, and I've been leaving this on long enough. And as soon as we leave the password screen, we get to see Dr. Wily go to his oil platform, which is another fortress. Fun. And as soon as you enter the stage, that Skull Joe will start throwing bones of you out of shot. He will do it off screen. I have no idea what Minakuchi Engineering, who worked on this game as well as the first game in the Game Boy Quintology, were thinking. Now, thankfully, these turrets take 1 hit to kill, but the window to hit them in is rather thin. Also, climb down this ladder manually, so that way you can take care of the lower of the 2 shield enemies, and then take out the other one for power-ups if you wish. We got 2 bats. I want to Mega Buster or full charge the top one, but well, I can't always get what I want now, can I? Now it's time to charge up, take care of this thing, and I need to control my jump when I use Rush Jet. Now, you're probably wondering, well, Watercress, why aren't you using the platform? The platforms, this one in particular, to my left, it's like the game wants you to jump off of them the instant you land. Or else you're going down into the spikes. Great. So, Yeah, be ready to see me do things that I don't want to do. And can I take a hit from this guy? Yes, I can. Now, once I'm past these guys and all those spikes, I still have more spikes to deal with. We're going to equip SH, that is Shadow Man. You need to be pretty close to those pairs of spikes before you slide under them. They do not act like ceilings. So if your slide stops below spikes, Mega Man's getting back up and hitting his head and dying. And you're going all the way back to the beginning of this part of the Dr. Wily stage. And that's not fun for anyone. Also, there's a ladder here at the very end. Make sure you hold up when you jump. Keep Shadow Man's weapon, keep the Shadow Blade equipped. Because these guys. Thankfully, you can aim the Shadow Blade in 8 directions. Now for this part. If I can do things right. Now, if you go just low enough, you can always fire at this guy no matter what. Now, once you avoid the crushers, once you start making it to this screen, start holding up immediately. You can avoid the first one, then stay below the second one, wait for it to chomp down, and then boom, you can avoid it when it crashes its way at the top. Bleh, I cannot speak to save my life. The second screen, you want to hold up immediately to avoid the first set of those teeth. You also want to make sure you're charged at the Mega Buster for this third screen that I'm on right now. Once you get past the first set of those chomping ladder jaws, you want to stay underneath the second set. It will clamp down when it reaches the top. Make sure you're under it when it does. When it opens again, make your move, and then fire your fully powered Mega Buster shot at the Skull Joe. Fourth screen, equip Shadow Blade. Why? These things. 4 for Shield Monster. Or robot, really. Monsters, robots. At this rate, everything is the same. And from here, we get to shoot these things down. This part is easy street, and you can just jump over this and just walk over to the other side. Just keep shooting these things as you make your way to the right. Be ready to take on the Bowl of Joe. Ow. Take on that. Take on this thing. And this is where I start hating things. I don't know how I landed there. I don't know how I messed that up. But at least I start back here. At least I have a checkpoint at this point. Alright. We should be able to do this part. And you think that after that part with the Dustman style crushing ceilings, you think it'd be over after that. You thought wrong, because there's more to the stage after this. Quite a bit more, as a matter of fact, I should add. Alright. Yeah, you just want to be patient there. And I want to be patient right there as well. And, okay. You just gotta watch this. Watch out for spikes just carefully, just like that. Once you have the room, go. Stay here. Make sure you take care of the Metar. It's a good thing I did that just in case. Wanted to get right here, so that way, yeah. And then slide to get over here. That part was a bit of a pain. You just gotta know where to stand. You just gotta have a good understanding of when the spikes are gonna raise back up along with the ceilings. That's all I can really say. No! You just gotta have a good idea of when the spikes rise back up with the ceilings. Alright. As opposed to the no from earlier. Drill bomb. Blow that up, please. Actually, I'm gonna use coil for this. So I can get the E-tank. And I should get Rush Jet ready for just in case. I'll tolerate that. I was expecting an E-tank, but I'll take it. And right here, we have a bunch of Metars. Want to be ready to take them down with fully charged shots for just in case. Climb down the ladder. Let's see what we got. Wait for this thing to shoot before you jump up. It'll alternate between the mortar shots and the straight shots, but thankfully I can take it out with the greatest of ease once before the mortar shots are out, I should say. Trying to think of the right words there. And I want to hang on the ladder here to take care of that guy. Drop down. Take care of you. I will put you into Rush Jet. I would take that if I wanted, but I don't want it. And now it's time to equip the Spark Shot for another giant Susie. And I'm trying not to get hit a whole bunch here. And at least I didn't have to use an E-tank. This giant Susie just fights just like it did the first time you met it before you did the second batch of Robot Masters. But you have the Spark Shot now. So you can easily hit it with the Spark Shot instead of a fully charged Mega Buster and do more damage per shot, and you don't have to worry about charging up anything. And from here, you are here. I want to shoot you down. And your buddy up at the top wants to keep shooting mortar shots. And my timing is so bad. Thankfully, I can shoot you right in the eyes, and you won't give me much trouble. And I had the charge shot ready for just in case. And I thought I could shoot you down, but I couldn't. Plug Monster. Take him down. And at least I can shoot this guy down straight up from here. I just need to worry about the bola shots. The bolas that he throws. Another gumball machine. I might as well call it a gumball machine. Looks like one. And then continue on down here. And we got more Metars, but I think I can easily take them out. I need to be careful. I can take you down with Search Snake if I want to. I will jump over you, though. And you almost killed me. I did not like that. Everyone disliked that. I disliked that. You disliked that. Everybody watching the video disliked that. Even people who didn't watch the video disliked that. And you are getting Search Snake. Cool. What can I use? I'll just put on Spark Shot anyway. And I'm just getting away from you. And I need to get away from that. I need to watch out for the bolas. I said I need to... Really? I could have just off-screened them like that? Okay, game. And welcome to the final two bosses. I am going to use an E-Tank right now. And all you really need to do is just stay all the way to the left here. Fire fully charged Mega Buster shots at the eyes. As long as you keep holding left when this thing drops towards you, you won't get hit. Just be careful when you're shooting at this thing when it's close to you rather than at the other end of the room. And now for the fun part. Because we all know that these Dr. Wily battles have two phases. We are going to equip Punk's weapon, the Screw Crusher. And you would think that it would work like Punk's version of the projectile, where you can throw it straight. Nope, you throw it upwards like it's some sort of basketball you're trying to throw into a hoop. And you need to throw the Screw Crusher at Dr. Wily. These balls, they block the Screw Crusher. Thankfully, these balls don't do much damage. I would only be worried if you don't have any energy tanks. And this is all the boss does. This is all the second phase does. And yes, the timing on the balls does get a little weird. It does kind of get out of sync the more you do. Thankfully, if you're not afraid of taking a lot of damage and trying to keep yourself from running into that thing, if you can keep yourself from running into that, that'd be even better. You can take down Dr. Wily with a Screw Crusher easily. I'm pretty sure you could use the Shadow Blade, but I'd rather not risk it. And Dr. Wily begs for mercy, and he just goes down. And we teleport out of there. And just like that, Dr. Wily's castle blows up. And Dr. Wily flies away in his little saucer, as always. Only for it to crash into the ocean and create a crying skull-shaped cloud. A crying skull-shaped mushroom cloud. We get to slow fade. We get to see Mega Man walking. And that's it. We just beat Mega Man 3 for the Game Boy, and I'm going to put my controller on the ground. Hoo boy! This was a journey. I knew I was going to be able to beat it, but it's been so long since the last time I beat it that I didn't expect it to be this. Mega Man Dr. Wily's Revenge, aka Rockman World GB 1 or Rockman World 1. I guess it's called Rockman World now that I think about it. It was alright. 2 had good music, but it was still playable, and I could easily beat it. 3. Hoo boy. Let me get into the mini review like I always do. The graphics, they're what you'd expect from the Game Boy games of the NES era. And They're just like the ones from the first 2 Game Boy games. Nothing special here. That doesn't mean they're not good, though. They are good. They are still good graphics. I mean, if you play an 8-bit Mega Man game, you know what it's going to look like. And it's going to look like what you just saw. Sound and music. Step up from the second Game Boy game. Mostly because Minakuchi Engineering was working on this one, as opposed to the second one. And they more or less mimic the NES originals. Play control. They're about as tight as it can be for a Mega Man game from the 80s up until Mega Man 6. I had no problem with controls at all. Here's the big problem that I have. The game it's reasonable in the first third of the game. I could get through the first 4 stages more or less without a whole lot of difficulty. The second third, which is the second batch of Robot Masters, they went wild with the level design, and there should have been a point where Capcom should have looked at this and told Minakuchi Engineering to cool it. Dustman stage was long and drawn out. There were a lot of spikes on Dive Man stage. Drill Man stage felt long and drawn out too. The only stage out of the second third that I enjoyed was Skull Man's. The other 3 were longer and more difficult than they should have been. Especially Dustman's. Dustman's was longer than it should have been. And they were doing... I couldn't use those the platforms that drop you down when you stand on them above the spike pits. Just like with the Dr. Wily final stage. I was forced to use Rush Jet and Rush Coal for those. Because I could do the drop down platforms in Mega Man 3 for the NES. Not so much here. Thankfully, the game allowed me to use Rush Coil and Rush Jet efficiently on those. And the final third of the game. The level itself was harder than the bosses. And again, just like with Dustman and probably Drillman stages in the second third of the game, the one Wily stage, with its complete lack of teleport hatches and boss rush. Yeah, there was no boss rush in this game. The Wily stage was also a little long in the tooth. And at least I was able to beat the bosses, but it took quite a bit of practice just to get through the Wily stage. Amazingly, this is the first and only recording of this entire part of the game that I had to do. I thankfully did not have to re-record, but yeah, it took quite a bit of practice just to get through the one Wily stage. Especially with things being the way they are. The Wily stage being a bit overly long. Punk being so difficult that he can kill you in 3 shots no matter what. Yeah, it's a good game. It's a playable one. But once you get past the first third of the game, it gets a little too hard. Which leads me to the replay value. it's still worth getting. It's still worth testing your mettle, because if you can beat this one, you could probably beat just about any Mega Man game from the 80s and 90s. As well as anything from Mega Man X, possibly. This is definitely one of the harder Mega Man games. But holy cow. At times it just seems a little too hard. Does that mean that this is a bad Mega Man game? No. It's just one of the more difficult ones. I still recommend getting it if you see it, but be prepared to have the floor thrown out from under you and the kid gloves to come off once you get past the first 4 Robot Masters. Because, oh boy. This game does not play around. So, is this game worth getting? Is this game a good Mega Man game? Yes and yes. Just like all of the other Mega Man games, this one is also worth getting, just like all the other Game Boy Mega Man games. Just be prepared for a slugfest once you get past those first 4 Robot Masters. As long as you are aware of the difficulty swerve, I wouldn't say difficulty swerve, but the difficulty curve, you'll be fine. So this has been Let's Play Mega Man 3. For the Game Boy, we have seen Mega Man stand over the city. The game has thanked us for playing. And I definitely look forward to playing Mega Man 4 and 5 for the Game Boy, despite what I have been through with this game in the series in particular. Hopefully I'll be back with another game. Maybe it'll be good, maybe it'll be bad, maybe it'll be somewhere in between, who knows. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, thanks for watching, and see you guys later!